Tell y'all, I gotta get to the point to where I have me someone who could help me with this stuff. Gotta unmute this. Like literally, I have three screens, right? I have my computer here, that's a screen. I got a screen here, I have a screen there. I see YouTube here with the comments. I got Zoom here for people who sign up for VIP. And then I have another screen over here that lets me see what's being broadcast to you all so I know what's right and gotta unmute mics. I'm doing a good job, so give me a hand. Yeah, because I'm doing good. Anyways, again, I hope that your days are going well and that you're having just feeling good. I hope you're feeling good. I hope that you are really taking this stuff serious. And just transparently, sometimes, I'm wondering like, man, are people even hearing? Are they getting this? And then I'll get a text from someone. I got a text from one of the individuals that joined the 10-day challenge, and I love the fact that he said that thank you, Key. He said that he was really, of course everybody has schedules. He was downloading the information and was listening to the replays, and he was like, man, like I gotta say, a lot of stuff that I've been hearing lately, like everything that I've been learning, you're saying like you're on point, and I appreciate the fact that people are actually listening, and again, transparently, sometimes, and this is where God is dealing with me. You can't attach yourself to the responses because I'm similar. A lot of times I won't respond because I'm taking it all in, but as the person that's presenting, you're always wondering, is it making sense? Is it too much? Is it not enough? Are they actually doing this? And because I do want to see, I want to see people get better. I want to see people live well. I want to see families live well. And again, I say this all the time. About to start my thing so I can see how many calories I burn with this. Um, there's just a lot going on in our nation right now when it comes to health and wellness. Um, and I love to reiterate this at all times, and they prove it to me. They prove this as well as I'm saying this is the health business is a business that uses health products, health ingredients, because it's a business. And the one thing, and I'll say this, it's not going to click with everybody all at the same time, but eventually it's going to click with someone. So I'll keep saying it until it clicks to this one, and then this one, and then this one, like it clicked for me. People told me all the time, and I heard all the time, and I watched the health business. But when you really grasp what it means, you understand that these people are in business within the category of health, which means the business is what is most important, because with business, what do we know? It's about profit margin. It's about how much money we can make versus how much money we have to spend. Hey, Sharon. I can see you. Hey, Danielle. I spoke to you, Key, but I'll speak to you again. Hey, Key. It's about profit margins. And so if they can cut corners and still put their product on the shelf next to somebody else and sell it for less, that's what they're going to do. It's a business, and you have a lot of people who are trying to go after these businesses, and I get it, but at the end of the day, they're not making you buy their products. They're making it easy to put their products on the shelf and for you not to have to spend a whole lot of money to buy these products. And so again, it's about the profit margin. And you have a lot of people fighting like, take this ingredient, take that ingredient out, and okay, well, eat real food, because as long as it's processed like that anyway, it's not going to be as good as it can be, no matter what they take out, no matter what else they add in. So it's business, and yeah, so we have to be mindful, just like they're in the health business. We have to be in the business of taking care of ourselves and our families, and making sure that we're making sound decisions for ourselves and for our families when they listen, if they listen. And if they don't, it's not on us. We did our part. We let them know. We share things with them, and they do what they do. And again, even with that, I'll say, like today, like out of nowhere, my wonderful sister, like she's never said anything about, she's really into the health world as well. And, we'll exchange text messages and links and things like that. But she, sent me a text today like, I'm so proud of you for what you're doing, and just appreciate you for, really trying to make sure people are health conscious. And that really meant a lot, because again, that's my desire. Knowing what I know about this, knowing how I feel because of the decisions I decided to make 4 years ago, I want to see people experience this life. And again, when you get to experience this life and then know what you know about God, it starts to make so much sense. I even hear songs differently these days. Like, I'm at the gym today and I'm like, I'm hearing a song like so many people singing, Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary. And it's like God's response is, well, how? Because you can't even hold up too long without needing to take a break. You want to be a sanctuary and want me to help prepare you, but I can't do nothing for you. You can't last. You can't stand up for 5 minutes without needing to have a seat. So how much of a sanctuary can you be? Our health is important, you all. Like, for God to really be able to impart and push and move through us is based off of our ability to perform. How many scriptures do you hear about God performing? But then how often do you look around us and see him actually performing? It's very, very intriguing. Last thing before I get into the document, one of my friends even today put up a post about Martin Luther King. It was from 1967, and this is 2025, and I'm like, we are really not progressing, because everything that he was talking about then, we're still dealing with now. Like, literally, like stuff. I'm like, so what are we doing? Like, we are literally recycling and recycling and recycling, and we are not resetting as an overall people. And again, that's the purpose of this. Understanding why we fast. Are we going to recycle what people told us fasting looks like? Or are we going to reset and really understand what it's supposed to do and how it benefits our body? Are we going to recycle what to eat, how we eat, and continue to recycle the same conditions, or recycle the same stuff? Or are we going to reset and live by our own rules and live by our own means? And really, again, we have authority. Say it this way, because it's Bible. We have authority over the power of the enemy. It's in Luke. We have authority. Remember that. You have authority. Now, that authority, as far as what happens to you physically, has nothing to do with your salvation, right? So you could go to heaven and be 600 pounds, but you won't be productive to the kingdom, because you can't do nothing. You can't move. You just can't do nothing. And again, I'm not shaming anybody, nothing like that. What I'm saying is, just like we want everything else to be a certain way, of other people to be a certain way, and things to work a certain way, we have to make sure that we are following those same rules for ourselves. Because again, we want to be the best that we can be. We don't want to just be a benefit, because a benefit is 1% and more. So as long as you can offer a little bit more than what the average person can offer, then you have some benefit. And I say this a lot: 5% is better than nothing when I need help. But 5% of you for yourself, that's you're drained. You're not really outputting the best of outputting what you have the potential to output. Where's that other 95? That other 95 is based off of a lot of things that we're learning here. And even today, as I was just going through more materials and figuring out, because at this point I'm like, okay, how do I wrap this? And I still want to make sure that people get what they need to get, but at the same time, make sure that they're not overwhelmed while they get this information. And so your feedback really helps me as well. Okay. But again, like learning these different things, and even here, like the things that we're going to talk about in regards to sleep and the rest of the challenge, the stuff that you're going to get access to, it's insane. And notice we haven't talked about dieting. We haven't talked about cutting this out or that out per se. We've been talking about our discipline. We've been talking about our intentions. We've been talking about our mindset. We've been talking about, again, this is sleep. What sleep ain't eating the food. It's not drinking water. It's not a supplement. Why does it have such an impact on our lives and our future and our health? We're going to find that out right now. And I promise you, I'll get you out of here on time. But while I'm changing this, and again, we got like a 13-second delay. So I'm going to ask this while I'm going to this next stage. How are you all doing? Kiana, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Sharon, how are you feeling? Danielle, how are you feeling? Definitely want to know. Um, I'm looking at the comments, but again, we're here. Your body, your biz. That's just the concept that I came up with that helps me to navigate this science of our body a lot better. And I share it with you all. Your body, your biz is technically learning how to run your body like a business, because your body actually runs like a business. So today we're talking about sweet dreams. Rest is a tool for growth. Look at that. It's a tool for growth. Feeling good, feeling great, feeling good. Proud of myself for packing my breakfast and lunch today. Had to plan ahead. That's called intention. And how much better did you feel when you did it? You're good. That's great, Sharon. How did you feel when you actually planned? You packed it. It takes one less thing off your table to have to worry about. What am I going to do? Is it going to be balanced? And then depending on how long it takes you to figure out what you're going to eat, then that's going to determine, again, like what you have access to. So planning ahead is just a beautiful thing. Health equity advocate. I'm feeling great. That's good. I'm glad that you are feeling great. Health equity advocate. I like that name. Definitely I do. But let's talk about the sleep, you all. This is some intense stuff. All right. Again, we're reviewing this mindset. Mindset is an element. A mind is an element, part, substance, or process that reasons, thinks, feels, wills, perceives, and judges. That's what your mind has been set up to do. And we talked for the first 5 days, we talked about the mindset, which, like I said, it's good. You need to have a mindset so that you can be intentional. I would that you be hot or cold, because those are beneficial, but being lukewarm, you have no benefit. You're being spewed out the mouth of God, figuratively, because there's no benefit there. So mindsets are very important. Go, Keanu Milper. They're very important, okay? And now when we have our mind set, then that's when we get to the next level of growth, when we learn how to shift from place to place, and from faith to faith. And as we transform, as we renew our mind, we're transformed by the renewing of our mind. So as we continue to grow in thought, as we continue to read, even me, like what I did 4 years ago, I'm not completely doing now. I've grown and I've grown and I've grown, and literally the results continue to get better and better and better, because I'm not set on what I learned 4 years ago, though it gave me the results that it gave me, like literally losing in 3 months, losing 60 pounds and never putting it back on, but then also learning how to, as I age, still put on muscle, which technically is almost impossible to do when you turn 40 and beyond. That's very difficult. But the more I study, the more I learn, the more my mind shifts. The more my mind shifts, this is one of the best things I like about this, and hopefully you all feel like this or feel like this one day. Like literally, I say that I'm turning 47 because that just gives people context. It gives you context. It gives them context. But it's really not contextual for me because I don't feel 46 about to be 47. It's actually fun to say because nobody ever thinks it. When I'm at the gym, nobody believes it because I'm around that gym with no breaks. I'm going with intensity. I don't get sore when I work out. If you saw what I did, you'd be like, you're not sore? Absolutely not. Because the more I transform my mind and learn about what our body needs, my body is able to fend off anything, even the stress that I put on it, which helps me to deal with the stress that other people put on it. Come on, somebody. All right. Transforming your mind leads to consistent shifts. That's what we want to do. We want to consistently shift our minds, right? Okay, so day 6, we talked about the circadian rhythm, and I was told that there's some communication going on in the Facebook group, and I love this. You have one person, and I do believe this too. Solve one problem, all right? Even though I'm giving you these 5 areas of focus, you don't necessarily have to focus on all 5 at one time. Everything that you do is going to make a difference. And so you have one person like, I'm just trying to get the circadian rhythm down. You get the circadian rhythm down, it's going to make 2, 3, 4, and 5 so much easier. But if you get 5, 4, and then 3, 2, 1 are out of whack, I don't care how good you eat. I don't care how hard you work out, you're going to be tore up. There are a lot of people in shape in 2025, factually, and I'm seeing this in the health community, that are pre-diabetics, and they quote unquote have a great diet and they have a physique, but most of them have bad sleeping habits because, like me, up until 4 years ago, I thought I can just do what I want to do and still like be that guy. And no, like plateaus happen, your body responds a certain way. These first 3 things are pivotal to your results, to how you live. No, we will not live forever, but the quality of life we have depends on everything that we do on this list. Okay. Circadian rhythm, time restricted eating, and sleep. I put these together here because they are, to me, essential together. I might even in the future just make sure I might just give people the first 3 out of 5, and then if you join the community, you can learn about 4 and 5, because again, most people get stuck on the food and the working out and never really get the results that they need because they falter on these. And like I said, when I did it, and within a month, like once the gyms opened up, within a month, my body, it just transformed because it was like perfect. We on pandemic. I had no other option but to focus on the top 3. Top 3, and then obviously number 4 as well. But then once the gym opened, I was walking, things were going well. But once you start adding weights, and we'll find out about that in 2 days. Today is sleep, tomorrow's food. When we talk about exercise, we'll find out different things that really are beneficial. But anyways, back to this circadian rhythm, time restricted eating, sleep. Circadian rhythm is a 24-hour cycle. Time your day starts, time your day ends, time you eat. Time restricted eating, it's what I call the day shift workers. I look at it as administration and logistics. You have food digestion, you have nutrient distribution, your energy, and your creativity. Literally, your body works like this. The day shift workers, that's who digest the food, not the night shift workers. Where nutrients are distributed, daytime. Energy, daytime. Try to work out at 10 p.m. versus 10 a.m. and see the difference. You cannot lift the same at 10 p.m. as you can at 10 a.m. You can't. Creativity, they'll tell you, like most of the most successful people we think are just all intelligent. No, they just have discipline, and they know that the best hours to be creative, because of circadian rhythm, is in the morning. As the day progresses, your creativity goes down. So in order, sometimes you have the second wind thing, but for the most part, majority of your creativity comes early in the day when you're fresh. Okay, then you have your night shift workers. This isn't sleep. The custodians, the trash men, they're the ones who dispose of the waste. They're the ones taking out the trash. of the day, the things that have gotten our system that are not usable now needing to, or you know what I'm saying, as it's set aside, our body starts to get rid of waste. The brain does. I call the brain the janitor. So things are getting pushed through the bloodstream and being brought out your body. Fat, you exhaling during like the, depending on what kind of sleep you have, which will even get further in this document, depending on the type of sleep you have will determine how much fat you even burn while you sleep, which is why it's important to make sure that your sleep cycles are on point. They make a difference. Okay, here are the sleep cycles, main stages. There's obviously more, but these are the ones that matter most. Okay, light sleep, which is pretty much nothing. This stage is to be a transition, not a destination. You are still too alert to have restful sleep. Okay, this is the kind of sleep that anything can wake you up. Anybody can wake you up. If you're easily moved when you're sleeping, every little sound wakes you up, you are not getting deep sleep. You are resting. Okay, still restful sleep. This stage is another transition. Okay, it's better than light sleep, but it's still not where you want to be. You are calm and relaxed, but still slightly alert, which is why it's never good to go to sleep after a bad conversation. What did I say the other day? There's two parts of your days that you better control because you can. That's how your day starts. You can control who talks to you, even if there's somebody on the other side of the bed. You ain't got to talk to them just right. Go to the bathroom or go downstairs or go into another room. But you don't have to give somebody the start of your day. And you can also monitor how your day ends. Make sure you control those two things because they are pivotal to your day. How your day can go determines what happens at the start of your day, how you sleep. If somebody arguing with you at 10 o'clock at night, the chances of you getting quality sleep are going to be a lot more difficult because you're going to be a little upset. You could be a little stressed. You could be a little anxious, right? So make sure that you are like controlling those times because you want to get here. You want to get to deep sleep. This is where you want to spend at least 2 or more hours in. This is where we see the benefits of sleep. This is where your body heals itself. It happens in deep sleep. I track my sleep every night. I suggest eventually, of course, again, I didn't start tracking my sleep till like 3 years into this life. So, you know, it's something you might have to work to, but it's very beneficial because once you start to get used to seeing how much deep sleep you have and how you feel when you wake up, even if you don't track your sleep, you'll be able to know if the sleep was good or not, depending on how your body feels. If you wake up sore, if you wake up and your eyes are puffy. How many of us wake up and our eyes are puffy, i.e. inflamed? That's inflammation. The first place that inflammation hits us, just FYI, is going to be in our heads first and then down to the rest of our body. So when you're waking up with puffy eyes, that's an indication that your sleep wasn't as restful as it should have been. I tracked my sleep last night. I slept 3 hours and 53 minutes I had 3 hours and 53 minutes of deep sleep. You need at least 2 for it to be beneficial. I had an hour and 50 minutes over that. And I could tell before I looked at my watch because when I got out of bed, I got on my bed with a smile, happy and just ready to kill life. Versus when you do not get deep sleep, you wake up groggy, you don't like nobody, you don't like the world, you don't care, you just over it, right? Okay, rapid eye movement, that's REM. That's also another deep level of sleep. That's where you have, honestly, so you can understand REM. REM is so crazy how the body works. When you go to bed properly on an empty stomach, you didn't eat too late. Notice too, most people tell you that when you eat late, you'll have interesting dreams. A lot of times nightmares. But when you actually go to bed in a proper state, you should have proper dreams, right? Rapid eye movement, that's the time. So deep sleep itself, that's when your body is actually healing itself, repairing things. But rapid eye movement, when you're getting REM sleep, that's when your body is consolidating. Watch this, the positive memories, not the negative ones. That's insane. But when you're not getting deep sleep, then your body is not holding on to the positive memories, the good things, the good experiences. It does not hold on to it like it should. And now you're experiencing the bad things you're waking up feeling that way the whole night. It's just insane the way the body goes. But just if you ever just want to nerd out, just check that out, read into it. It's insane. All right. Okay, deep sleep. Why is it so important? Everything is connected to God. Sometimes we forget that. And so I put this in here, and this is the only time I bring this up, but I think it's important for us to understand and, just catch a little bit what I'm sharing. Why is this important? Genesis 2:21. So the Lord God caused him to fall into a deep sleep. But it says a deep sleep. He didn't have him go into a light sleep. He went to a deep sleep. While the man was sleeping, the Lord God, he took out one of the man's ribs and closed up the flesh at this place. The word for deep sleep in the Hebrew is feminine in its form. And why do I say that? We got a different day now. And of course, the whole quote unquote gender thing, and trust me, I get why it's such a problem, because we have taken gender and why God created it, and like most things, and I'll just put it out there, my kind men, we have perverted so much of what God gave us to nurture and to treat well. We have abused it. So we've treated male and female like male were superior while females were not, were inferior. And that's not the case, because there is no such thing as life without male and female. Male and female together bring life, so no one's greater than the next. They are both needed in order to continue, for life to continue on. So anyway, so even in scripture, there are words that are in feminine form, there are words that are in masculine form. And I love the way God allowed that to happen, because it tells you how, though it gives you more of a context how the word is used. So again, the word in the Hebrew feminine means, which if you probably already read what I wrote, it means God set aside this stage for you not to give something, because in gender, male, it means it leads to giving something, while the feminine form of word means you receive something. So the point of that being feminine, God was trying to let us know it's in that state that we receive something. Not give something, we receive something. And nothing in scripture is just a story, it is our reality. You are actually receiving benefits while you're sleeping. That's why the word was in feminine form. So again, if feminine is attached to you, it's because we receive something from you. Now, a lot of times, that's another story, but I'll just say about flipping the page. A lot of times, some people might not like what they receive, but what did you give to her for her to give, for you to receive something back that you didn't like? But that's a whole nother conversation, because that has nothing to do with the Daniel challenge. Your night shift workers, listen to this so you understand, it's insane what's going on in your body while you're asleep, and you're not conscious. Your body is doing, you're not moving, you're not orchestrating this. This is how your body works when you are asleep and not moving, which is why it needs you to sleep, because when you don't sleep, none of these things happen. At night, they take out the garbage within the brain. That's what's happening in your sleep. Not having quality sleep is like the garbage man being on strike. When you don't have quality sleep, garbage is staying in your system. It's staying in your brain and throughout your body, because you can't rid garbage, the toxins in your cell, without getting quality sleep. While you're sleeping, this is what's happening. Damaged cells, which get damaged often, especially today with all the toxicity in our world. Damaged cells are removed from the brain, which is great, obviously, because we need a brain to not deal with mental issues. You go figure why we have so many mental issues, and we're praying about a whole lot of stuff that God already gave us remedies to in Genesis. But again, another conversation for another day. While you're sleeping, damaged cells are removed from the brain into the bloodstream for disposal. When you don't sleep, this process is not happening, causing you to have a brain full of damaged cells. Okay? Now, think about how many people are walking around here with damaged cells in their brain. And think about how will you be able to use a brain with damaged cells. Try to drive your car with damaged parts. Try to use your computer with damaged parts. Try to be on your telephone with damaged parts. I like that. Yep. What health equity advocate said. I love that. Absolutely. Listen, when this challenge is over, I got some stuff to talk about on this channel. God has been revealing some stuff. But I like that. Nothing's new under the sun. That's in Ecclesiastes. Nothing's new. Okay, so sleep plays a major role in the health of your skin, body composition, and your ability to prevent chronic diseases. Think about too how many times you've seen people and you look. How often have you looked at somebody's face and be like, "Man, are you sleepy? Have you been getting sleep?" Why do they look like they haven't been getting good sleep? You know when somebody hasn't been getting quality sleep because you'll look at them like, "Are you tired? Look at your eyes, they're droopy. Look at your cheeks, they're sagging. Look at your face, you're frowning." You know, we see these things, right? Most of your fat, and I've already said this, but it's in here too. Most of your fat is excreted during a good night's sleep as you breathe out carbon dioxide. Insane. Okay, so check this out. Sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation has been connected to increased calorie consumption. When you are deprived of sleep, it throws your hormones, it throws your genes, it just throws your cells, it throws your body off, and they don't know what to do next. So sometimes it just goes for panic mode, and a lot of times what's for comfort for most of us are food. So again, increased calorie consumption is going to make us want to snack on something, which we know snacking is a very bad thing in general because it feeds visceral fat. But when you're sleep deprived, it's hard for you to say no. Your sensors and your will are just kind of going downhill. Lack of sleep reduces your body's overall energy expenditure. It lowers your metabolic rate. This is important for us to understand. I break this down here, and I hope this makes sense. Sleep deprivation can disrupt and damage your organs. The same food. We didn't even talked about bad sweet, bad seed oils and different things like that. We're talking about sleep. We ain't talking about drugs. Right now, we're talking about sleep. Sleep deprivation can disrupt and damage your organs, such as your thyroid, which controls your metabolism. I love words, and so I like to break them down so we can understand exactly what they mean. The word meta means to transform. So even when you read Romans 12 and 2, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed, it's meta. That's the word meta. It means, in the Greek, it means to transform. Bolic means to throw. So to have a metabolicism, metabolism, it means that when your metabolism is healthy, you're able to transform from dealing with fats, from dealing with carbs, proteins, your body, and even sometimes, a lot of times the bad things, you're able to transform and throw things off. But when your metabolism is damaged, by sleep deprivation, by overconsumption, you can't throw things off, which means now carbs are destroying you. Fats can destroy you. Eating bad things, you don't handle them as well. You don't fight them off as well. But again, when your metabolism is great, and we'll see part of your metabolism being good is based off of your gut health. When your gut health is well, you can have a trashy meal and bounce back so much faster. When your metabolism has been beat up for 40 years, it's not slowing down. It is tired. It has lost all hope because you keep trashing it. Hear me, you're not getting older. It is not your age. Let me tell you, if I show you, did I take a picture? Let me see if y'all can see this. If I show you what I ate today, and even when I go out to eat, people, they're like, how do you eat all that? This was my dinner. Let me see if you can see this. You can't really see that, but it's 4 different things. Because I know how to balance I like eating. So because I know how to balance my meals, I know how far apart to spread my meals, I can still eat. I can enjoy the taste of my food, and I don't gain weight because of these simple principles. That was at between 3 and 3:30. 4 different items. I'm not hungry, and I won't be hungry the rest of the night. But so I will go to bed on an empty stomach, and watch. I can guarantee you, and because of knowing the power of magnesium, which is another conversation for another day, I'm going to get at least 3 hours of deep sleep tonight. Anyways, sleep deprivation will also cause you to lose muscle. That's dangerous. You do not want to lose muscle, especially as you get older, because that is, like I said yesterday, that is your insurance policy. When you don't have muscle, you're going to start to replace that with fat, and it's in the fat cells that you can get the cancer and so many other things. So you want to do your best to make sure that you're getting sleep as well as eating protein. But again, that's number 4, because eat all the protein you want, but then don't get good sleep and see what happens to your sleep. You're going to lose muscle, right? Okay, a sleep deprived brain, this is the study that they've shown this. A sleep deprived brain is more dangerous than a brain under the influence of alcohol. We're so quick to want to judge the person drinking alcohol. We need to start talking about those people behind the wheel that have no sleep. You are more dangerous than the drunk. Okay, so we want to make sure that even with that we understand being sleep deprived and driving is that dangerous. Okay, next slide. Okay, so most of us are familiar. I think it's 5:30. I was trying to get done before 5:30. Most of us are familiar with melatonin because we attach it to sleep. Melatonin is the nighttime manager. Cortisol is the daytime manager. Helps with the time restricted part of your day. When we go into nighttime, melatonin takes over, cortisol clocks out. Cortisol is not coming back to work. How many of y'all are coming back to work when y'all clock out? Y'all going home. And so when somebody tries to bring an assignment that is for you after hours, you don't come home. You don't come back to work. That's what happens. And melatonin doesn't know how to digest the meal. It doesn't know how to process a meal. And nor is it just we downgrade it to just a sleep hormone or it's for sleep. And melatonin is, if it could talk, it's like, dude, don't downplay me. I'm way more important than that. Melatonin is not a sleep hormone. Its real work starts when we fall asleep. Melatonin is in the night shift and works with the brain to rid the body of toxicity. Okay. The brain is, I call him, he's the trash man. Melatonin is the manager. They work together in getting all the trash together. Melatonin is helping to like I said, it's the forum, or whatever you call them people. I've never had a 9 to 5. So, but let's just say manager. And he's talking to the brain. They're working together to rid your body of toxicity. All right. So again, we'll see even more why it's important not only just to have quality sleep, but the time you go to sleep as well. Okay. It is produced in the immune system. Your melatonin, not the pill you take. That's synthetic melatonin. It is produced in the immune system and is our greatest defense against cancer. Check that out. Don't ever just believe me. Look that up. The best defense you have against cancer, which today is the number 2 killer. Number 1 is cardiovascular disease. That's because of circulation issues. Number 2, cancer. Number 3, malpractice, medicine and malpractice. Insane. Anyways, melatonin, it's your greatest defense. Okay. Too much unnatural sunlight, especially at night, affects the production of melatonin by 50%. I didn't put this in here, but this is a part of circadian rhythm. And probably in the future, I'll add that to the circadian so you can see there's actual times for things. Times where cortisol rises, times where melatonin rises. Melatonin starts to rise roughly between 8 and 9 p.m. So if you have unnatural light, the lights are on, like these lights are here bright. But because I know this, I have, again, smart lights. When 8 o'clock comes, my lights turn to a red light. Red light's a real thing. My lights turn to red. And then when 9 p.m. hits, no matter what, them jokers turn off. Okay? I still may be looking at my phone sometimes. I still may be on my computer, but the less light you have, the better it is. If I were to go to sleep or to just keep all these bright lights on by 9 o'clock and turn it off, kind of like I did last night because I was working on some stuff and it took me an hour to go to sleep. But I just stayed in the bed a lot longer than I was supposed to, and I was able to get my 3 hours plus. But it disrupts it, okay? So it disrupts the production of melatonin by 50%. So going to bed, 11 is pushing it. You can still get it done by 11, but when you start going to bed midnight, 1, 2, you are really damaging the production of melatonin by 50%. Melatonin is needed to suppress the growth of tumors, decreasing the chances of cancer, the number 2 killer. Okay. All right. Painless. Okay. Evaluate your night shift workers. When you get this, look at this. And I want you to really put some time into this. Are you giving them enough uninterrupted time? Most of us are not. But really answer that, because again, it's going to help you become more intentional. What activities might be interrupting their work? Cell phone might be 1, computer could be 2. How can you better support their cleaning schedule? Something to think about. Like I said, think about this again. This has nothing to do with diets. This has nothing to do with medications. And we want to stay off of those things. So again, just making adjustments. Just making these simple adjustments and answering these questions put us in a position to turn around our results. I don't believe in dieting and I will not diet. And this is why I don't have to. And this is why you won't have to as well. Okay. All right. Wrapping it up, but just want to make sure we reiterate that you know this like the back of your hand. What are the four food groups, four categories of focus, the four food categories of focus and the order that they're in? What is the order, right? We already know that the order is fiber, protein, fats, carbs. That's the order that there should be in. That's even the order you should eat them in because it helps to decrease spikes, the level of the spikes when you eat carbs, when you have fiber first, when you have protein after that, or if you don't have any fiber, eat the protein first. It coats the system. It also curbs your appetite so you won't eat as much. You'll get full a lot faster eating the protein, spiking your insulin and blood sugar a lot less, i.e. lowering your blood sugar, lowering your AC1s, just little tricks like that. Your biggest meal should be when? They should be when? At the beginning of the day because you still have the rest of the day to go. All right? Of course, unless you're fasting, which again is another concept for another day. Smallest meal should be your very last one, especially if you're eating, 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. Make sure it's a small meal. Make sure it's like bone broth or some yogurt and some collagen yogurt and some protein powder. Again, the protein powder is going to make you satiated, but it's not going to be hard for your body to process it so that you can go to sleep pretty empty so that your body doesn't have to worry about what are these foreign things on our desk that we technically don't know what to do with. All we know is it's not trash, so we can't necessarily do anything with it. You don't want that to be your story, okay? All right, what feeds the gut? The most important thing that you should be eating on a regular basis, no matter what, should be probiotics. Pre as well, because prebiotics are the fertilizer, or we can say the food for the probiotics. That's what they eat. That's their spinach to their Popeye. That's what gives them the ability to strengthen your defenses so that you avoid sicknesses, you avoid viruses. If they're weak, you're weak. Okay, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. So Friday is just like Tuesday. How should you start your day off? We should start our day off with water, coffee, tea throughout the day. Of course, we stop our coffee and our tea 8 hours before we go to bed. Why? Because it takes about 8 hours for caffeine to clear your system. And if you go to sleep with caffeine in your system, you can sleep, but you will have light sleep. And we just learned what happens with light sleep. Nothing. How many meals should you aim for throughout the day? Well, again, if you're looking at the sheet from before, we break our fast with bone broth. We have some lean protein. And then 2 to 3 hours later, as I said, how should we break our fast? That's where that counts. So you're only technically having one meal on Friday. You're allowing your body to heal itself. So we do like the last meal on tonight. We have our next meal 20 hours later tomorrow. But here's the thing. You drink water, you drink coffee, you drink tea. Coffee and tea have catechins in them that helps to curb your appetite, to prevent you from being hungry. Just to even say it even more down to earth way, the reason why you're getting hungry is because there are some bad bacteria from a lot of the things that we eat, a lot of things that we entertain that do not live. They're party animals. They don't have a long lifespan. So when you do not eat, they are starving. Good bacteria, because they're supposed to be there, they can survive. You can fast days and days and still they survive, and they have a whole nother method of what they do, which is insane. Again, when you learn what happens to your body when you fast properly, you'll understand that God created your body to do something that no cleanse could ever do for it. All right. But we allow our bodies to go to 20 hours. If you're getting the hunger pains, that's a good thing, because it's telling you, okay, I have some stuff that I need to get out of my system. These fasts are going to be good for me. So if your last meal, like for me, my last meal was at 3. That means if I break my fast tomorrow, I can break my fast at 11 a.m. That's 20 hours. 20 hours what your body does within those 20 hours, you guys, the growth hormones that are released, they release, I think they're about, you experience a 1,300% increase in growth hormones, which is a good thing. Okay. How long after breaking your fast should you? I just said that already. Like what should that meal? Okay, you should wait 2 to 3 hours. What should that meal consist of? It should be lean protein. I would suggest seafood. My next meal is in the AM at 11 too. Perfect. Like I said, after you break your fast with bone broth and lean protein, wait 2 to 3 hours, have another meal. I would suggest, well, me personally, that's when I do seafood. And then you want to have a prebiotic. So that's going to be asparagus. That's going to be dandelions. That's going to be artichokes, things like that. You want to have, that's the window. That's like, I call it, that is your power. That's your miracle meal. When you eat that, you are, like I said, the bad bacteria are like woozy. They're dying. Like they're like dazed out because you're starving them. Then when you have some lean protein along with some prebiotics, you're now feeding your good bacteria. You're feeding them pretty much what's equivalent to their spinach, to Popeye, making them a lot stronger to be able to even demolish what's left over of those bad bacteria. Insane what our body does. Okay. All right. Remember, just as much as you can, get familiar with that food list. You don't have to buy everything on that list, but get familiar with that food list. Like I already mentioned, no caffeine after 2 p.m. If you're going to bed at 10, if you go to bed at 9, no caffeine after 1. Absolutely no snacking in between meals. That's visceral fat. Visceral fat hugs your organs and it's just a death wish. Have whatever you snack on, eat it with your meal. And give your body at least 4 hours at the least without a meal. No alcohol, no wine through these 10 days, just so you can make sure you're giving your body the opportunity that it needs so you can see what can really happen after 10 days. No processed foods because they're not food, they're processed. No fruit juices or sodas. Eat a piece of fruit, don't drink any soda, and don't think you're getting away because it's sugar-free. Sugar-free sodas are 20 times worse than sodas with sugar in it because they have artificial sweeteners, which are deadly. All right. When you get the chance to get my book and see what artificial sweeteners do, you're gonna die. You're gonna be tripping. Where you find dandelion greens? Get them at I go to Sprouts, so you get them in. I go to the organic section, and they have dandelion greens. Let me tell you, them things are, they are so good for you. But yeah, you can get them in the green section where you get all the like the bell peppers and spinach and asparagus. So I'll say like in the categories though, artichokes are the best prebiotic vegetable. Asparagus is number 2 and dandelions is number 3, but they're all beneficial. It's not that much of a difference, but those are the orders. No, try to your best to stay away from natural flavors only because natural flavors are a toss up. They're able to use the word natural because, again, it can come from a plant, it can come from an animal because they're both natural, but you don't know what part it's coming from. So at least through these 10 days, try your best. Sweeteners, stay away from unless it's like monk fruit, stevia, allulose, because those actually don't spike insulin and they're actually natural. Artificial flavors are deadly. No fried foods, that's a death wish, okay? All right, this is the 8th day, all right? New beginnings. How are you feeling after the eighth day? How is your energy? Do you have any wins? Do you have any struggles? Do you have any ahas? Let me know in the chat. I know, like I said, it's a delay, so I'll keep going so I can get you guys off. So just so you all know, I will be starting an 8-week, and we usually do these 8-week programs at least 4 times a year where we're focusing on specific things. And again, we're learning how to fast through these things for what they're beneficial for. And the results that we get are insane. Okay. So we'll be starting that next Monday. If you want to be a part of that, I have your email address. I'll send you what we're doing. I'll send you what it all entails and what the price for that will be. And anybody that's a part of the Daniel Challenge, you will get a special offer for that. Anybody else is what it is. But you guys will be able to join this for pretty much nothing. And then so too, like I'm in the process, which is why I haven't been, for those who are in the Facebook group, I haven't been as present in the Facebook group, but I've still been sending the emails, making sure you guys get the things that you need. But I'm also in the process of building an app. Increased energy. That's amazing. I'm so happy to hear that. Good energy. That's where it counts. But I'm building an app right now that will be able to. I'll have the meat of it ready for you all, but it won't be in the app store under the name of the community. It'll be still a part of the company that I'm doing it through. But then maybe within like 2 weeks, people will be able to download it from the app store from its actual name. So anybody that becomes a part of this now gets the benefits of some, just you'll see, and I'll talk about that more because I want to get you guys off. But like I said, that's going to be insane because we're going to be dealing with so many different things. Like God has really been pouring so many things into my mind, my life, my heart, and so this community is going to be built. Just so you know, like I don't want to get too far into that because that's another conversation. But there's going to be a spiritual component where this community is designed to pour into the individual. So it's the bok choy. Bok choy is a more of a leafy green. You could have that, but I would still make sure you still have a prebiotic with you. Bok choy though is a leafy green, which is still beneficial for you. You can have that on a regular basis. But yeah, this community is going to be insane. But anyways, there's going to be an overall community portion is called You and Community, and that's within that community you'll have which this is a part of, it's called You and Body. And the whole concept of that, it's the whole point of this community is to pretty much help whichever space that you're in to help you better that relationship that space consists of. So You and Body is about you and your body. You and Community is about you and community. So the You and Community will be a safe space for us to talk. And I mean safe space because I'm not playing with that. It's mine. It's my platform. So it's a respectable space. Will be a respectable space where we'll be able to share, ask questions, and just really build our faith and see the importance of our faith and where it meets our health. There'll be a music section, of course, as well, because I want to pour into the music community. And it's a bunch of you and everything. It's funny, like my partner, I got about like 70 domain names, and it's about 1 million UNs. It's just going to be insane. But anyway, you guys will get more information about that soon. Any questions before I let you all go? Everybody's good. Any questions? 5:52. Yeah, I'm going to let you all go. But if you do have any questions, like I said, if you're in the Facebook group, I'll get the alerts. Ask me a question. If you have my number, text me a question, and I'll guide you the best that I can. Like I said, there's one of my buddies who hasn't been able to be on the calls. He just texted me because he's been wanting to make some changes, and he showed me, okay, this is what I want to do during the week. And then I took it and I edited it and I sent it back to him. He tried it. He reached out to me in 3 days and was like, bro, this is insane. Like, I feel so much better. Again, please don't think that you are bugging. Use this time. I want your results are in my best interest. So use this time to bug me and to make sure you are good and that you have all that you need, because I want to know what your story is when this is over after the 10 days. I would love to have your testimony, and I would love to share this as this grow and we make our community and the Christian community and the Black community more aware of the health changes that we need to make. All right. Love you all. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. PST time.